July the 23rd. Butterflies. July and August are the two best months to see the widest variety of butterflies in London. With a little effort, half of the British species can be seen, although some only at the beginning of the month, for example, the small heath, and others you usually see only at the end, for example, the Essex skipper. It is important when looking for butterflies to do it on a warm, sunny day in the correct habitat. In searching for a particular species, it is best to pick a date in the middle of its flight period, when it is likely to be flying in its largest numbers. An approaching cloud is often enough for some species to close their wings, become inactive, and effectively disappear. Others may be seen soaring together in spirals as they court and attempt to mate. Some males are believed to release a pheromone, which induces the female to settle, allowing copulation to occur more easily. Others can be seen basking in the sun, and this is always a good time to attempt a field identification. It is more difficult if they are feeding or chasing rivals. Some species which looked tattered and worn out last month are now looking fresher and more brightly coloured. These will be individuals from a recently emerged second brood, of which there are several this month. In the past, it wasn't unusual to see clouds of butterflies, especially blues at this time of year. These so excited the Victorians, special trains were laid on to take enthusiasts to the New Forest to enjoy such spectacles. Even now in London, in a good year, you can still see fields alive with meadow browns in Totteridge fields, and the slopes of Ranmore Common are sometimes awash with chalk-hill blues. Farrant Country Park in Chertsey Meadows also often put on a show. Butterflies that are on the wing the whole month are the meadow brown, small skipper, comma, white letter hairstreak, dark green fraternary, small tortoiseshell, and silver-studded blue. The meadow brown is now in the middle of its flight period and is the only butterfly that can be seen in substantial numbers in areas of rough grass, even in poor weather. This may be on the North Downs or as centrally as Barnes Common. Unlike most other butterflies, in this case it is the female who is marginally brighter than the male. She has slightly more orange on the upper sides of her clay-brown wings. If seen at rest, both have eye spots, but those of the female are both larger and more noticeable. If they are flying with ringlets, the ringlets are noticeably darker, almost a bitter chocolate brown. If the ringlets settle, you may then see their distinguishing row of bright, white-edged black spots. These are the ringlets, which give the butterfly its name. In the past, ringlet meant a small circle. The ringlets tend to prefer the edges of meadows, especially where they border a wood. Further confusion with meadow browns can occur, as the ringlets tend to fade in colour as they get older. Also, females tend to be a little paler than the males. Both species can be seen and compared on Mitcham Common, which also hosts a reasonable population of coppers and gatekeepers. In the same grassy areas favoured by meadow browns, a variety of brown skippers can also often be seen. As adult skippers are such short-lived creatures, being only on the wing for as little as 3 weeks, this is one of the best times to look for them. Large and small skippers can both be seen all month, but as already mentioned, Essex skippers only at the end. They are all small, fast-moving, and a rich, shiny tan colour. They tend to prefer grassy areas, especially near woodlands, and are generally first noticed when they are chasing each other. If the skipper looks larger than the rest, it's likely to be a female large skipper. If you're lucky enough to see one pause, the male large skipper is not only slightly smaller than his mate, but has small black lines or sex bands on the upper sides of its wings. Even when they land, they have the habit of walking around in circles with their wings half open, making identification even more troublesome. They are also unique among British butterflies in having slightly bent antennae. If the skipper looks even smaller and is more of a shiny bronze colour, it's likely to be a small skipper. In this case, the male has paler margins to its wings, and the female once again lacks the small black bars present on the male's wings. Small skippers tend to be generally busier than large skippers, which often prefer to rest on their favourite perches whilst looking out for rivals. The Essex skipper was only recognised as being different at the end of the 19th century. To all intents and purposes, it is indistinguishable from the small skipper in the field. As they're such busy butterflies, there are few chances to see the black tips under the ends of both antennae that mark out an Essex skipper. One slight help might be that the Essex skipper seems Skippers seem to show a marked preference for the edges of reservoirs in London, Lonsdale Reservoir being a particular favourite.